today is with either paper plates as gliders, or you're welcome to use a t-shirt, a washcloth, anything that slides on your ground. Paper plates will slide on a carpet, they should slide on a hardwood floor. Usually it's a little bit more challenging with a t-shirt on a carpet, but you should be able to do that, not a problem. Maybe you'll have to do the workout in your kitchen. So the way that we're going to start this is you're going to kneel, and you'll definitely want to have a mat underneath your knees for this, or if you don't have a thick mat and you just want to use a towel, that is fine too. So we're going to start just on a 4-point, meaning just kneeling, hands and legs. And we'll start just by stretching our shoulders and our upper back. So we're just going to reach one arm, twist, and then pull back up and in, and reach and twist, and pull back up and in. So I'm making sure that as I reach forward, I'm pressing down through the ground and lifting up so that you create this resistance as you're doing the movement. So it almost mimics the idea of if you were pulling from the reformer using the springs. So we just get this nice rotation. And I think I'm just going to move back just a tiny bit to make sure that you can see everything, just in case you can't. And we'll continue to do these twists side to side, which will feel really nice on your shoulders. You're ever so slightly weight bearing into your arms, which is fine. It should be okay for everyone's shoulders. And as I twist, I bend my elbow on the back side. So I'm just softening into it. And doing just a few more, as these really feel great to get your upper body nice and warmed up to start. And just reach away, take a breath, come back in, and reach away, and in, and last one on each side. Okay, now we're going to make it a little bit more of an undulating move, kind of like if you did gyrotonic. So you reach forward, stick your tailbone out, circle the arms around, and then round your spine to come back up. So as you reach forward, you arch your back, take your arms to the side, still pressing down into the ground, pull everything back up. And I'll go a little bit more sideways so you can see what my spine is doing. So I'm arching here, I circle around, and I come back up. I'll face front again, so you reach, inhale, circle around, exhale, come back up. And let's just go a little faster. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. And exhale. And exhale. Now, let's reverse it just so those shoulders get that nice little moment of stretch. So you open and drop, then pull in to round back up. Open and drop, pull in to come back up. And just keep reaching. Now, if this is too much for your knees, just make sure that you have extra padding underneath you. And we're just going to go for one more. All right, now let's take one last movement again, shoulder and upper back isolation. So this time we're going to cross under. Actually, I lied, we're going to do more than that. You're going to cross under, stretch your shoulder blade out, bring it back in. Stretch under, shoulder blade out. I love that I just lie and say that I think I'm only doing one more thing, but that's not true. So this will be the second to last. And just keep sliding under, push up and away. Sliding under, up and away. Your tailbone is just sticking back. And again, this should feel nice in the upper back and in the shoulder girdle. And just a few more side to side. Really push up and away. And last one of each. relaxing, let's just take a second, shake it out. I'm just gonna give my wrists a little bit of a stretch, and by pulling back on my fingers, I will feel this all the way up through the forearm. And just give it a quick little stretch, shake it out, and now we're gonna go into a really modified plank. So I think I'm gonna fold my mat in half so you have a better visual. And I'm gonna take it to the side just a little bit. So you start out in that kneeling, slide your hands forward, and now just drop your hips. So again, modified plank, I'm on my thighs, and then I'm gonna pull everything back in. So I'm gonna slide my whole body, my hips come forward, my chest lifts up. I pull everything back in. And again, this should be very reminiscent of being on the reformer, but we're doing it modified. And you go under. Now you can see I'm pressing up away from the heel of my hands so that I am not doing too much to exacerbate any shoulder or wrist issue you may have. And let's just go a little bit longer here. Out and in. Out and in. Last 3. And 2. And 1. And good. Okay, now let's go ahead and put the gliders underneath your feet. So again, glider, t-shirt, whatever you have. What I want you to do is just send your feet away from you and curl back just a couple of inches and then bring it all right back up and in. You're also welcome to hold the back of your legs, pull it back up and in. And then it's a really imperfect science when you're using a paper plate or a t-shirt. It may get stuck on the ground a little bit, so you may have to just finagle with what you're doing. And just a couple more times, just going back and in. Back and in. And back and in. Okay, now let's stay back. Hold your legs if you need to, and just do little tiny pulls of the legs in and in. Or just stay there and try to find your happy place as the legs move. So I'm really trying to press down to pull in and in. And I'm gonna do 8, 7, 6, oh, I have a visitor, 5, 4, and 3, and 2, and good. Now, lower all the way down into the mat. Take a deep breath in and out. And now let's just slowly bring your hands behind your head. Inhale deeply, and on your exhale, curl your upper body up. Slide the legs partially away from you. Curl up higher as you pull them back in. And you just do a little press out and in. So the work is the pushing down into the floor to pull the legs in. And if this is too much on your head and neck for any reason, just lower your head down and focus on pulling the back side of your body deeper into the mat, pressing into the ground to pull the legs in. And you can see I'm not going to a fully straightened leg. I am just working through the back of my legs, hamstrings, and low belly. Okay, now lower your head down, take a breath. Slowly bridge your hips up, maintain that lift, and just take one leg out and in. Push a little harder, switch out and in. Now you may get hamstring cramps there, so you may have to modify your range, or you may also have to modify your placement of your foot on your plate with your heel towards the floor even more, so that you're just pulling with the balls of your feet. So make whatever adjustments you need to. We'll go out and in. Keeping those hips up though. Out and in. And you'll be surprised at how much hamstring this gets for you when you push down to pull in and out. Now right there, push down. Both feet are really rooting. And yes, this is a crap ton of hamstrings, so hang in there. And just a few more times. Each side, alternating, keeping your chest open, hands pushing into the floor. Last 2 on each side. Dragging it in, dragging it in. Now lift your hips up just a tiny bit higher. Take a deep breath and slowly lower your spine back down. Shake it out for just a second. And then options are, once again, if you're good with curling your head up, curl your head up. If you aren't good with curling your head up, keep it down. I'm going to show you both options. So what you're going to do is start with just one side. You go out and in, out and in. Or your head is down and you're just focused on pressing into the ground so that you pull from here. And again, what we're doing is we're trying to create the idea of if you were lying on the reformer, pushing the carriage bed out and pulling the carriage bed back in, you would need to feel that rooting from the back side of your body. So it's not just that your leg is doing this arbitrary out and in situation, it's that you're pushing into the ground with not just the foot, not just the back of the leg, but your whole torso as it comes in. And so again, you can either have the head lifted and watch the tracking and pay attention to this, or have your head down. It's really up to you and what feels good to your body in this moment. Also, if there are any issues with the neck, go ahead and put a towel right underneath you just to give yourself a tiny bit of elevation here. And then we're going to switch sides, so just out and in. And again, I'm trying to feel that sense of dragging the foot into my body and staying really supported through my torso. So I feel my shoulders, I feel my back, I feel my little ab muscles. And again, I'll keep demonstrating head up and head down just to remind you, if your head gets tired at any point in time, you can't do it, don't worry about it. Focus more on this, the ribs, the low belly, the sacrum, pushing down to drag that leg back in. And we're going to do a few more on this side, just dragging it. And we'll go for 5 and 4 and 3, last 2 and 1. And then lower back down. Let's go back up into our bridges. And now we're just going to do just tiny little turned out legs, pressing out. We're in a frog and in. So you can see it's super small, super hamstringy. They're going to burn a little bit. So I'm going to make the adjustment for myself where I go more to the toes being on the plate instead of my heels. And then I'm just going to try to drag from there. And it's not very big, but it has a lot of impact. And we'll do 8 and 7 and 6 and 5, 4, those burn, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Now, just take a second, bring the knees into your chest. That is a lot of hamstring if you were doing it right. And then you want to just slowly unfold your legs. You're definitely going to feel these in the back of your legs. So just take a moment, stretch it out and breathe. And then bring your knees back in again. And let's just go ahead and take it out. And then bring it back in. And then let's come back up. All right, so putting your feet back on the plates, let's combine the movement. So we're going to stretch the legs away from you with the plate lower down, and then slowly drag them back in to come up. And if you can't access that part of your back, let's put our hands down. So there will be a modification for every single thing that you do. You're going to go out, so here you can be on your forearms. Drag it in, push yourself back up. Drag it away from you. Pull from your feet to come back up. It's a lot of work for your feet, so you can go away. Pull back up and in, and away. Pull back up and in. Again, your modification is just use your arms, lean back a little, come up for 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, good. hamstrings a stretch again, because using these is a lot, like I said, like using the reformer. So a lot goes on with that. So take some breaths, and then I want to take it to standing from here. So I'm going to lose the mat for this little section, and what we're going to do is, again, everything about this is to kind of remind you of your long lost days on the reformer. So let's just start with a squat. Your tailbone is slightly behind you, and then you're just going to take one leg out, drag it back in on the inside. So we go out, we drag it in. Inhale out, exhale in. I feel stability on the inside of my support leg. So this should feel like if you were doing your side splits on the reformer. And again, push down to drag it in. That's where your work is. And we're going to just keep doing those. Out and in. And you'll start to feel a burn on that support side. So we're going to do 20 of these. You've got about 6 more, because I'm not counting. And then we have 5 and 4, 3 and 2 and 1, and stand up. Same but different. You're going to push that leg out, reach to the ground, drag it back in. Reach the ground. My tailbone is out, my abs are engaged. I pull it back in. Out and in. Reach across and in. This is a lot of leg, but it's fun, just like being on the reformer. And just keep pushing through that support leg. Reach your tailbone back, push your foot down to come in. Slide through the instep and up. Let's breathe out. Breathe in, stand tall. Out and in. And in. Now I suspect at this point you're going to be feeling a lot on the leg that's bending, more so than the leg that's straightening. On the leg that's straightening, you definitely get inner thigh. On the support leg, you're going to get quads, glutes, inner thigh. And then if you're keeping the same pace as I am right now, your heart rate should be getting up just a little bit. And let's do last 2. And last one. All right, now we're going to switch. I'll orient myself just a little bit more to here. You just go out and in. Out and in. Now remember, we're trying to stay stable on the one side, dragging it in with the other. And good. If you start to lose your plate or lose your Swiffer if you had a Swiffer, t-shirt if you had a t-shirt, whatever it is, just put it right back underneath your foot, but maintain that same position. Don't get taller, stay at that same height. Out and in. And these just really get you because your legs are working hard, and as your pace continues to be this nice continuous movement, you should start to feel like your heart rate is coming up a little bit. So let's do 8 more like this. Just keep breathing. And really feel like you're pushing down. So you have to create that resistance. Again, everything is about making the connection, not just half-heartedly going out, in, out, in, out, in. There is that resistance that you're creating with your own body. So please do take your time. Last 2. And 1. Now we go to the reach across, push down to come back up. Reach across and up. Try to touch the floor, push and lift through the top of the head every single time. Get to the top of the movement, reach back down. Top and reach. Up and reach. reach. And we're gonna keep going with those. Get a nice pace here. And reach. Same thing, inner thigh, hamstrings, glutes. Little bit of cardio for you. We're gonna keep going. Try not to let the movement stop. Let your hips go back, back to your vertical. Down, back to your vertical. That vertical is the key every single time. You wanna make sure you're balanced on that leg. And up, and reach. Let's do 8 more. 7, 6, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Shake it out for just a second. And then what we're gonna do, switch legs again. So even I have to catch my breath. Now, we're gonna go back into our squat. We're gonna take the back leg out, bring it back in. You can see that my heel is lifted here. So I go out and in, out and in. Gotta love these disruptions between the cat behind me, iPad making noises, still not too distracted to forget that it's all about that standing glute work. Good, and keep that back heel up. This is exactly as though you were doing scooter presses on the reformer. Just a few more. Keep reaching, and you can see this leg hasn't changed. I'm staying in that same low position, and my glutes are really getting fired up. And with those arms swinging, I'm starting to feel everything. So now I'm going to stay back here and just drop into little tiny pulses, and I'm hinging in my hips. I'm going to do 20, 19, 18, really burns. 15, 14, push through the inside. And 10, 9, my back heel is up. 8, see if you can go a little lower. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now put your hands down next to your feet. Take this leg back. You're just gonna run and run, run and run. As best you can, keep those knees going in. Deep breaths, shoulders and hips are in line. Keep going. Almost there. Keep running. All right, now, whew, that should have really burned you. Even the cat's amused. Okay, catch your breath for a second. Now, back leg in and out. Same thing that you did before. Your back heel, I'll turn sideways, is up and up. And just keep sliding. Find the stability on that support leg. That's it. And just breathe. That's all you gotta do here. Easier said than done. We're gonna keep going. Stay low and see if you can go even lower. And if you can't, that's fine, because at this point, your legs are probably burning. And just keep going. It's probably really feeling intense on that support leg. But keep going. Because what else do you have to do right about now, right? And I forgot, arms. So let's add those back in. Reach. And adding the arm gives it just a little bit more vigor. Out, in, 10 more. 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8, last 2, 9, last one, hold it, hands down, back heel up, pulse 20. Oh, that burns. 17, little tiny ones. 13, 12, 11, starting to lose it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Come on down, take your legs out. Now you're going to do plank jacks. You go open, close, open, close. If you have to, you can go forearms. Keep going. Open, open. Keep that pace. Now remember, you could be here as well. And do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And whew, give yourself a rest for just a second. Let's do just a little bit of cat-cow while you're there. So, and turn sideways. Let's inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. And last 2, inhale. And exhale. Okay, I think I said 2 and then I did 1. So let's use these for just a little bit of a chest opening, a little bit of oblique, and then some stretching, and then we'll move on again. So I have my palms right next to me, and you can either go legs straight or legs bent, whatever feels better. And you're just going to lean back here, opening up your chest. Now push down to sit back up. And again, leaning back and up, nice and tall. And again, hit a snag on the floor, happens, and up. And think of this as like a reverse swan. I'm gonna readjust myself because I keep hitting something. So, back and up. As I'm leaning back, I do curl my tailbone underneath me. My shoulders are back. I press down to lift up. Now remember, if you need padding underneath you, you are more than welcome to sit on your mat and then reach your arms with the paper plates, with the towels, whatever it is, behind you, and come back up again. And just a few more. And how far back you go is really wherever your body, your shoulders allow for today. And one more time. Okay, now I'm going to set one of those to my side. My other arm is going to come up, and I'm just leaning on a diagonal and coming back up. So my shoulder is reaching away from the opposite arm. I'm just curling and up. Again, this is one of those situations where you're welcome to bend your knees, or you can keep your legs straight. And I'm just trying to get that curl, the reach through the side of my body, so that's a long reach, and up. So if you're doing it right, which is pulling in here, pressing into your arm, that should get your obliques. And we'll do just a few more. And this is one of those ones where you're just gonna go where your shoulder is comfortable, where your low back is comfortable, and where your arm is comfortable. I'm trying to take myself into a little further range here so that as I curl down and go back up, I can access more of my obliques, which means that this workout is going to be just a little harder for me. And then I'm going to do one more time. Okay, now I still have that plate to my other side. I'm going to sit, and this is more like your mermaid position. So you're going to go side, twist your back, open it back up, come back in. So let's do that again. So keep it where you can support yourself, but you get that nice rotation and in. And just continue to do that, rotating your back, opening back up. Now, as you push your body weight back up with your arm, you'll definitely feel your tricep. You'll feel that side of your body. continue to do these. Getting a nice yummy twist. See if you can twist a little bit further. It's really up to you how much rotation you want and or need. All right, and then I'm just gonna do my last two of these. And last one. Now, like I said, your other plate is probably right here. If you don't have a mat and you were just on your floor, you may want to grab your mat because you're going to have your forearm on here and both feet are on the plate on the other side. So I'm going to prop myself up and I'm just going to try to do little side presses out and in. We're only doing 10, 9, 8, keep your hips up, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and see, no big deal. Quick and painless. You sit right back up, legs are straight. Now you take the plate and we go into that back lean and up. And remember, you're opening up your chest, curling your pelvis here. So curl it underneath you. Feel that oblique. Let it resonate out. This arm is reaching. Press down to lift back up. And again, out and back up. And just keep doing those long reaches through your legs and through your torso. And if it hurts your back in any way, you'll just do this slight curl and up. This is fine as well, as long as you get that idea of the pelvis curling underneath you. Abs are engaged, shoulders back. This range, nothing wrong with that range. See if you can go further. Legs can be straight. You're gonna do what is comfortable for you and also your space constraint. So whatever your space constraint is, work with that. And just keep pressing down to lift up. Lean back and up. You can make it a little more dynamic here. Back and up. Let's inhale back. Exhale up. 4 more times. 1 and up and 2 and up and 3. Last one. And okay. Go into that mermaid position. Now, you stretch it to the side, twist your back, open it up, press through your arm to return. So let's do that again. Side over. Twist your back. Open it up and return. And just keep doing those. Side. And we twist our backs. Open and up. And this should feel nice, especially in those rotations. You want to make sure that your arm doesn't go too far away from you so you can still support your weight. But you'll find wherever your happy place is, stick with that. And if you want to challenge yourself, take it further away, but really push down into the ground to bring it back up. So we go side, and we twist, and we open, and up. And let's do 3 more on this side. Side, and twist, and up. Last 2. And then we have our final one. And good. Okay, so we have our plate on the opposite side. Once again, we're going to take our mat. Remember, this is just so that your elbow is comfortable, and you're going to put both feet on your plate, your t-shirt, whatever it is. Lift your hips up, and it's just 10 of these. 1, 2, just a little side plank. 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so I'm gonna lie my mat back out again. And I'm gonna keep it really, I don't need too much padding. I just want you to be able to see where I'm going with this. So I'm gonna have my body, and I'm just, let me come here. Again, it's all about making sure that you can see where we're going with this. This will be for back extension. So my hands are directly in front of me, and then I'm slowly going to bring my arms back and lift up and lower. Now you don't have to lift too high, you can just come to your sides here and lower comfortable for you. I'm just taking it to my sides, slightly above my shoulder, and just lifting. And just trying to keep that back extending. And press to lift, anchor your pubic bone. Inhale to lower. Press to lift. Inhale to lower. So you can see I'm staying up there for a moment, lowering back down. Up for a moment, and down. And again, that push through the ground is what elevates your torso up, just like using springs on a reformer. Last two. And one. Okay, now I'm just going to slide this arm back, lift up on my one side, drop back down, and straighten. I slide back on the other side, lift, lower, and straighten. So this is just a bent elbow. I lift up and I'm twisting. I drop back down and I reach. So it's that bent elbow, lift, drop back down, and reach. And it should feel good. And if it doesn't, don't know what to say, but I think it feels really good. That was a little sloppy. So side, lift, stretch, and over. And side, lift, stretch, and return. Just a couple more. We need so much more back extension than we're getting right now. So let's indulge in it while we can. This is the last one on this side. There we go. Okay, now what we're gonna do is just slide the arms back, lift the legs up, slowly lower everything down. Slide and lift up, slowly lower back down. Feel your shoulder blades drawing down your back as you lift. Slowly lower. Lift it and lower. Now I'm getting up because I'm using my thighs more than anything to help me here. And up. Last three. And two. And one. And good. Now let's take our arms back. Bring the elbows in. Lift up and drop. So we circle around. Elbows come in. You push up and drop. So we go around, in, up, and stretch. And your spine will dictate how much leverage you get here. Lift up. We're going to do one more of those. And then we're going to reverse it. All right, so now the reverse. You're going to come back, over in front. Here's a little harder in this direction. So if you need to, just lift up a little bit and don't bring your arms back so far. You could just come here and around and here. That may feel better to you. So do what is right for your body in the moment. Last two, up, and last one. And we're gonna ditch those for a second. And once again, stretch out your back. And I know that's a lot of extension, and you may feel that in your back a little bit. Feeling it in your back doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Sometimes it's that the muscles in your back are just weak. They're not used to being worked that way. You may have your pelvis too far forward, too far underneath you. So it is, it's not dangerous. So just trust that if you were using your pubic bone anchored low belly muscles and thighs, you would be okay. But let's just take a second and just do some wagging the tail, just to feel more secure with everything. And we'll just go side to side a few times. Get your butt to go one side, you look at it, and look at it. And we're gonna do only a few more of those. And then I want to go back up one more time and do one more final little standing movement with these. So I'm gonna drag them back in, all right? So let's start, as I have to pull up my clothes, you know, not like anyone can see, but let's do this. Let's go side, out, side, up. And we're just gonna keep switching. So I wanna make sure that we're finishing off strong, getting a little bit of our heart rate back up again, and forgetting anything that you did right before that. And just keep squatting, opening, center, up. Squatting, and just keep that same pace. Open, close, up, open, up, and up, and up. Last two on each side. And then we're gonna come on down again for another little forearm or full arm opening. So let's roll back down through our spine. Now, here are your options. Option A is that you're on your arms. You're gonna twist and twist. Option B is you're here and twist and twist. So whichever one you want to do, go there. We're gonna do 20, 19, 18. Keep twisting. 15, 14, 13, 12. Keep breathing. Go down to your forearms if you need to. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold a stretch for a second. Breathe. Bend your knees. Take a deep breath. All right, we're almost done. Whew, promise you. So we're gonna go down, up, back, and in. Just to get you to finish strong. We go back. Squat low, lunge low. Squat, lunge. Keep it going. Really push through that foot into the plate. Trust me, it's going to feel way better and way more secure. Keep going. We are so close to being done, I promise. I know, I feel like I always say that, and it's never really true. And we're gonna do, after this set, 4 more sets. So let's bring it home. 1. Set number 2. But wait, we have to go back down to the ground. And 3. And 4. Last one. Okay, now I'm gonna back up just a little bit. Take a breath. Roll down through your spine. Stretch. Walk it out. You're gonna do a combo move. It's gonna go open, close, twist, twist, and open, close. Now I'm gonna show it after this next set with the forearms. So here we go. Forearms, we go open, close, twist, twist, center, open, close, open, close, open, close. We have 2 more sets. Last one. And good. Whew, all right, so let's finish off sitting on the floor. Take a deep breath in and out. Take your ear to your shoulder. Drop it in front. Ear to your other shoulder. And bring it back up. And we'll go the other way. slide, take it to the front, take it to the side, and up. Now take one arm up, circle it around behind you, push down into the floor and just lift your chest up and twist and look. Taking a deep breath. Now take that arm back, up and over. Now this side comes up, bring it behind you, push your chest up, look back over that shoulder. Take a deep breath again. Up and front, straighten both legs, flex your feet. Reach forward, grab the bottoms of your feet and just push the toes towards you. Give them a nice yummy stretch here, pulling your belly in as you hang forward, then point your toes. Let your head be heavy. Push these guys forward. You really want to make sure that they have a stretch in the opposite direction. And then let's just sit up tall, take a deep breath in, and exhale. And I hope that you did great with that workout. Thanks for joining me.